What is up, guys? It is Jackson here, back for another video. And guys, today I have a video that has been requested for such a long time. All my viewers have been telling me, Jackson, make this video, make this video, make this video. So guys, today I'm here to make the video, guys. This is my college acceptances, denials, waitlist, the video you guys have all been waiting for. Let's get into it. Alright, so before I start telling you guys what colleges I applied to and what colleges I got accepted and denied to, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about my statistics, I guess you could say. So basically I went to St. John's Prep, which if you don't know what it is a high school in Danvers, Massachusetts. I like to think that's a pretty good school, but maybe your opinion about it is different, but we're not gonna get into that in this video. But anyways, my GPA was a 3.44 at St. John's Prep. And my SAT score was, my best SAT score alone was 1270, but nowadays most schools will use Super Score, which basically they take your highest math section, your highest reading section from all the SATs you take, and they combine them together. So if you got my Super Score, it's at 1300. So basically my stats are a 3.44 GPA and a 1300 SAT. So before I get into the schools that I got accepted and denied to you guys, I want to give you this one important message. When you guys apply to colleges, inevitably you're going to get denied to some schools. But when you do end up getting denied, you can't focus on that. You just gotta move on. You gotta move past it. You gotta focus on the schools you got accepted to. You cannot focus on the schools you got denied to, or else you'll never be happy. It goes for life, college decisions, everything. So you guys just gotta focus on the schools you get accepted to. I think that's the most important message from this video. Alright, so with those two things said, I'm going to go ahead and get into the schools that I got accepted, denied, waitlisted to. So for this list, they're just going to be in alphabetical order. It's not in any specific order, like a preference or anything like that. Just simply is in alphabetical order. So the first school I applied to was the University of Alabama. If you guys don't know, this is a school in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. It's a pretty well-known school, but you guys might not have heard of it, I'm not sure. But when I applied there, I actually got an email from them that gave me a free application code, and then I got my decision in 2 weeks, and I ended up getting accepted. So I was pretty excited when I got accepted to here, because I was actually pretty interested in this school. So yeah, I got accepted to Alabama. Alright, so the next school that I applied to is also in Alabama. This is the University of Auburn. I applied to them with the early action option back in, I believe, November, and I got my decision. It actually took a really long time for them to get back to me. They didn't get back to me until about January. When they did get back to me, they said that I got accepted, so I was super excited to get into there, because at this point, I got into most of the schools that I applied to, but as you guys will see further down this list, the acceptance streak does not keep going. But yeah, at this point, I was pretty happy to get accepted to Auburn, so right now, if you're following along, we're 2 for 2 on acceptances. Alright, so the next school that I applied to was Bentley University. If you guys don't know, this is a school that's in my home state of Massachusetts. It's a pretty good school, I like to think. I applied there. They either had early decision or regular decision, so obviously I didn't want to do early decision because I didn't want to commit anywhere. If you guys don't know, the early decision option basically means that you apply there, and if they accept you, it means you have to go there, basically. So I didn't want to do that for any schools because I didn't want to commit too early. So for this school, I just did the regular decision option, and it was due, I believe, January 15th, and they got back to me pretty recently, about 2 weeks ago. I think it was on March 15th. But unfortunately, I did not get accepted in Bentley, but they did offer me a spot on their wait list, so I signed up for that right away. So at this point, it's still pending whether or not I'm going to get in there, but most likely with that wait list option, I'm not going to get in there, but it's alright. So the next school that I applied to was Boston College. This was a school, I've actually been there a few times to the campus, and I really like the campus a lot. I think it's a pretty nice school. So just like they had with Bentley, they only have 2 options here, which is the early decision or the regular decision, and again, I did not want to commit to go there so early on in the process, so I just did regular decision, which was due in January. And just like Bentley, they got back to me about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I think it was on March 17th or something like that. And unfortunately, I did not get into BC. I did not even get offered a spot on the wait list, but it's alright. I like this school a lot, but sometimes your plans can change, and you just have to move on. So the next school that I applied to was the University of Clemson. If you guys don't know, this is a school in South Carolina. When I applied there early action. I thought that I was actually going to have a pretty good chance to get in. I thought my grades were pretty much within their averages. My SAT score, same thing, pretty much within their averages. But I was actually pretty surprised when I got the letter back in mid-February that I did not get accepted to there. I actually got denied to Clemson, which I was a little disappointed because I really thought that I was going to get in there, but it's okay. Like I said before this whole thing started, you guys, you cannot focus on the denials. You just have to focus on the acceptances and just be happy with those, you know what I mean? Alright, so the next school that I applied to was the University of Kansas. If you guys don't know, obviously this is a school in Kansas. And this actually was the very first school that I applied to. I applied way back in October, and they actually got back to me in about 2 weeks, so I was pretty excited to hear the news first. This was the very first school that I applied to, and it was also the very first school that I got accepted to. So yes, I did get accepted to the University of Kansas, and I was pretty excited because when you get your first acceptance letter, it's really special, and you're really excited to get that. But But yeah, like I said, guys, I'm really excited to get into Kansas. Alright, so the next school I applied to was the University of Michigan, guys. If you don't know what this is, it is a school in Ann Arbor, Michigan. I applied to them with the early action option, which I believe was due in November, but it actually took them a very long time to get back to me. I did not hear back from Michigan until like February, so that's like almost like a 3-month gap in between the time that I applied and the time that they got my decision back to me. And I waited all that time, guys. I waited all those 3 months, a long waiting, and unfortunately I got denied after all that waiting. Michigan, I think, is a pretty good school for my major, which if you guys don't know, my major was business. I probably should have said that earlier in the video, but if you guys don't know now, you know my major was business. And unfortunately, I did get denied to Michigan, but, you know, like I've been saying for this whole video, you cannot focus on the denials. You just have to be happy with the schools you got accepted to, you know what I mean? Alright guys, so we have 4 more schools left. The next school coming up is the University of New Hampshire. This school is pretty close to me. It's only about an hour away. It's in Durham, New Hampshire. I live pretty close to the New Hampshire border, so it's not too far from my house. I applied to them with the regular decision option. I want to apply early action, but unfortunately when I applied, there was some sort of glitch in my application, so I had to get moved to the regular decision option. But you know what? It's okay because I heard back from them about a month after the regular decision deadline. I think it was due in January, and I heard back from them like in late February, so maybe about a month and a half, and I ended up getting accepted to University of New Hampshire. So I was pretty excited because at this point in the process, I was not accepted to any schools that were close to my house. So this was like the first school like close to my house that I got accepted to. So I was pretty excited to have an option I could go to that's close to home. Alright, so the next school that I applied to was the Ohio State University, which obviously is a school in Ohio. I applied to them with the early action option, and just kind of like Clemson, I thought I had a pretty good chance to get in here. I thought my grades, my SAT score was like right in their range. But so like when they sent me that letter that I got denied there, I was pretty surprised. So yes, I did get denied to Ohio State, but to be honest, I was pretty surprised because I was looking at those graphs. You guys don't know Naviance. It's a really good website where you can see like you can compare yourself to like other students from your school or like from other schools that have the same stats as you. So yeah, like I said, I was looking at those graphs of SAT scores, GPA, and I was pretty surprised I didn't get in there, but you know, it's alright. Guys, so we only have 2 more schools left. The next school coming up is Penn State University. This is a school in Pennsylvania. When I applied to them, I applied to them with the early action option, and it actually took them quite a long time to get back to me. I think it was like 3 months before they got back to me. I heard back, I believe it was in like January. So basically one day I came home from school, I had this big letter in the mail. I was super excited because it was from Penn State. I open it up, I see you've been accepted, and you know, I read a little bit deeper into the letter, and I see that I did not get into the main campus. I was accepted into what's called the Berks campus, which basically is like their satellite campus. I was like, alright, you know, maybe it's not that bad, and I looked it up. I went onto Google Maps, I looked up the Berks campus, and unfortunately it was 3 hours away from the main campus. So I was just really not interested in that, and I was a little bit disappointed I didn't get into the main campus, because I actually like Penn State a lot. I was probably going to go there if I got in there. But, you know, unfortunately I did not get into the main campus, but, you know, I'm still thinking about it. You know, I don't think I'm going to go to that satellite campus, because I just don't really like the idea of not going to the main one. But, like I said, we'll see what happens. Guys, so the final school on my list of schools that I applied to is Seton Hall University. If you guys don't know, you probably maybe haven't heard of it. Maybe you've heard of it in basketball a couple times, but it's like kind of like a smaller school. This is a school in New Jersey. And I actually went there on a tour about almost a month ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. And so before I get into the tour, I applied to them about, I think it was in November, and they got back to me pretty quick. They actually sent me a letter in the mail that said I'd be eligible for like an $84,000 scholarship. So I was pretty excited to see that, because $84,000, you know, it's a lot of money. So I ended up applying to them. I was able to apply for them for free. You get like a free application code. So I was pretty excited with that. I applied. They got back to me really quick, like 2 weeks. They said you've been accepted, and they gave me my scholarship right away. So I was pretty excited to get into there. So I went on that tour. You know, it was a good campus, I think. But, you know, like I said, guys, all I'm doing right now is giving you guys my accepted, denied, waitlisted. Look for a video in the future when I give you guys my official decision of where I go to college, guys. Look for that maybe in the next 2 to 3 weeks. We'll see what happens, guys. But for now, that's going to do it for this video. I just want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure that you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you guys are a true fan of my channel, only the true fans will do this, you will turn on post notifications so you can be the first one to see my next video, guys. And once again, I just want to thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.